Absolutely. Here's a long-form script in paragraph formera, your video titled, Fighters' Most Shocking Knockouts Caught on Camera. In the brutal, unpredictable world of combat sports, few moments capture the raw power and intensity of a fighter more than a knockout. But when those knockouts happen suddenly, unexpectedly, and right in front of a live or streaming camera, they take on a life of their own, replayed, reposted, and remembered forever. These are the moments when silence hits the crowd before the roar, when a single punch or kick changes the outcome in the blink of an eye. These are the most shocking knockouts caught on camera where timing, technique, and pure violence meet in unforgettable fashion. From seasoned professionals to rising stars, the ring and cage have become stages for chaos. 1 second, a fighter is confidently dancing around the octagon. The next, they're staring at the lights, unaware of what just hit them. Sometimes, it's the underdog who delivers the shock, like when a relatively unknown fighter silences a hometown favorite with one perfect right hand. The moment it lands, the crowd gasps, the referee rushes in, and the commentators explode. These are the knockouts that send shockwaves not just through the opponent, but through the entire fight world. Take for example the now viral spinning back kick knockouts that seem to come out of nowhere. Fighters like Valentina Shevchenko and Rose Namajunas have delivered moments where their timing and precision look more like a video game than real life. One flick of the heel, one perfect angle, and their opponent crumbles, eyes glazed over. The camera doesn't miss a single frame. The replay, often in slow motion, becomes the stuff of legend, fans analyzing the moment frame by frame, trying to understand how something so quick, so deadly, was even possible. Then there are the head kick knockouts, perhaps the most visually shocking of them all. You see the leg coming, but your mind doesn't process how fast it arrives or how violently it ends the fight. When Amanda Nunes dropped Holly Holm with a clean head kick, it wasn't just a highlight, it was a statement. One that sent a message to the entire division and made it clear that the Queen was not to be challenged lightly. The cameras caught every second, from the wind-up to the brutal connection to the stunned silence that followed. But not all shocking knockouts come from flashy techniques. Sometimes it's the pure, blunt force trauma of a looping overhand right or a brutal left hook that ends the night early. When Deontay Wilder lands one of his infamous bombs, it's like watching a human body shut off in real time. The reaction is always the same. The crowd rises, the announcers scream, and millions of viewers replay the moment over and over. It's not just about who won, it's about how quickly and definitively the tables turned. Some of the most unforgettable knockouts also come from moments of arrogance, fighters taunting, showboating, or dropping their hands, only to get clipped and dropped instantly. When a cocky fighter gets humbled in front of the cameras, it doesn't just go viral, it becomes a cautionary tale. That split second of overconfidence, of disrespect, is all it takes for their opponent to capitalize. The punch lands, the body stiffens, and the clip hits the internet before the fighter even wakes up. Of course, the camera also captures the aftermath, the raw emotion, the stunned reactions, and sometimes even the fear in the eyes of the victor, realizing what they just did. Knockouts aren't just highlights, they're turning points in careers. They can launch a fighter into stardom or send another spiraling into questions and comebacks. They're beautiful and brutal, poetic and painful. And thanks to high-definition cameras, social media, and millions of obsessed fans, these moments live forever. In the end, fighting is unforgiving and every second counts. Whether it's in the octagon, the boxing ring, or a bare-knuckle bout, a shocking knockout caught on camera is the ultimate reminder of the sport's primal nature. You can train for years, plan every move, study every opponent, but one clean strike can erase all of it in an instant. That's why we watch. That's why we remember. Because in those brief, explosive moments, caught perfectly on camera, we see the full, raw essence of combat sports. Let me know if you'd like this turned into a *** YouTube script format with intros outros ***, or adapted into a *** voiceover script *** for reels or short. Sure. Here's an outline of the *** script about cocky fighters getting humiliated by knockouts ***, focusing on dramatic moments when arrogance met their end in the cage. I will structure the narrative in a way that builds tension and showcases the turning points in each fight. Title, when cocky fighters get destroyed, the most humiliating KOs. The world of MMA is filled with intense rivalries, fierce competition, and heart-stopping finishes, but one of the most thrilling narratives is when cocky fighters, those who talk the talk but can't walk the walk, are humbled in front of millions. Their arrogance, trash talk, and overconfidence often set them up for the most humiliating knockouts in MMA history. These are the stories of fighters who entered the cage with their heads high, only to leave in a different state, defeated, stunned, and utterly humiliated by the violence of the sport. One such story that comes to mind is that of Michael Bisping against Luke Rockhold at UFC 199. Bisping was known for his sharp tongue, trash-talking most of his opponents. His confrontation with Rockhold, the middleweight champion at the time, was laced with animosity and overconfidence from Bisping. Rockhold, a former champion, was the heavy favorite, but Bisping's cocky attitude in the lead-up to the fight led fans to believe he might be underestimating the challenge ahead. The fight came to a shocking and humbling end in the first round when Bisping, a heavy underdog, landed a left hook that knocked Rockhold out cold, taking his title and giving him one of the most iconic KOs in UFC history. Similarly, Ronda Rousey's reign as the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion was an era of dominance and trash talk. Her opponents often struggled with the pressure of her mental game and judo prowess, but when she faced Holly Holm at UFC 193, Rose's cocky approach was turned against her. Rousey entered the octagon brimming with confidence, dismissing Holm's striking ability in the build-up. However, Holm's precise footwork, combined with her experience and composure, led to one of the most brutal upsets in MMA history. In the second round, Holm landed a stunning head kick that knocked Rousey out cold, ending her unbeaten streak and delivering one of the most humbling moments in UFC history. The theme of cocky fighters being humbled extends beyond just title fights. Take Chris Cyborg who was considered one of the most dominant forces in women's MMA until she faced Amanda Nunes at UFC 232. Cyborg's dominance in the division had made her nearly untouchable, and her arrogance at times showed through in her interviews. When she faced Nunes, many expected Cyborg to continue her reign. However, Nunes turned the tables within the first minute of the fight, landing a devastating punch that knocked Cyborg out cold in the first round. Nunes' performance not only humbled Cyborg but also established her as the new face of women's MMA. Conor McGregor too, has been both a perpetrator and a victim of this narrative. His over-the-top confidence leading up to UFC 196 against Nate Diaz was on full display. McGregor, who had been dominating the UFC's featherweight and lightweight divisions, arrogantly boasted about his superior skill and dominance over Diaz, a fighter who had been considered a step below McGregor. However, in an unprecedented turn of events, Diaz weathered McGregor's early assault and submitted him in the second round, humbling McGregor in front of a global audience. The moment was a significant turning point in McGregor's career, reminding him and fans alike that in MMA, overconfidence can be a fighter's downfall. Even Anderson Silva regarded as one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time, was a victim of his own arrogance when he faced Chris Weidman at UFC 162. Silva, known for his flashy style and cocky antics in the octagon, often taunted his opponents, inviting them to strike him in the hopes of countering them with his trademark reflexes. Against Weidman, Silva's bravado became his downfall. Midway through the second round, as Silva dropped his hands and taunted Weidman once more, Weidman landed a clean left hook that knocked Silva out cold, ending Silva's legendary 16-fight win streak and humbling the cocky champion. These moments and more serve as stark reminders that MMA is a brutal sport, where arrogance and overconfidence can easily turn into humiliation. The most humbling knockouts often happen when fighters are caught off guard, not because of a lack of skill, but because they let their egos cloud their judgment. It is these shocking upsets that keep fans on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting the next time a cocky fighter gets a dose of humility served by the unforgiving nature of MMA. Whether it's a head kick, a knockout punch, or a submission, The MMA world is filled with moments where the cockiest of fighters are brought down to earth in an instant, reminding us all that in combat sports, anything can happen. Let me know if you'd like to keep expanding or focus on specific events, fighters, or fights. What makes instant karma so special in MMA is its unpredictability. 1 second, a fighter is taunting, grinning, walking forward with their hands down. The next, they're staring up at the lights, wondering what just hit them. This is a sport where ego can be your greatest weapon, but also your downfall. And there's no better example than when Cody Garbrandt faced Dominic Cruz at UFC 207. Going into the bout, Garbrandt was seen by many as a brawler with big power but not enough discipline to outclass a cerebral veteran like Cruz. However, when the fight began, it was Garbrandt who danced, taunted, and mocked, but not out of disrespect. He did it while controlling the pace, landing clean shots, and humiliating Cruz with footwork and speed. In this rare case, karma didn't come for the taunter, it came for the previously dominant champion who had dismissed Garbrandt's chances. It was a reverse karma moment, where the underdog flipped the script and made his doubters eat their words. But for every exception like Cody, there are dozens of classic examples where fighters play games and pay the price. Take James Gallagher, the Strabanimal from Bellator, often compared to Conor McGregor for his trash-talking persona. In one bout, after a week of disrespect and bravado, Gallagher was caught early and submitted in the first round. The crowd roared not just because of the finish, but because of the build-up. It was another entry into the ever-growing library of fighters writing checks their chins couldn't cash. Another unforgettable moment was when Joanna Jedrzejczyk, the once undisputed queen of the UFC strawweight division, underestimated the ferocity of Rose Namajunas. In the lead-up to UFC 217, Joanna taunted Rose relentlessly, calling her mentally weak, mocking her faith, and trying to intimidate her with trash talk. But Rose remained stoic, calm before the storm. And when fight night arrived, she didn't just beat Joanna, she destroyed her in the first round with a thunderous left hook and ground and pound. Thug Rose shocked the world, proving that inner peace often triumphs over outer arrogance. It wasn't just karma, it was poetic justice. Sometimes, karma isn't just about a single punch, it's about entire fights built on disrespect, culminating in brutal finishes. Take Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa. Costa spent months mocking Iz's style, calling him skinny, taunting his striking, and saying he would walk him down and knock him out. But when they finally met, Adesanya put on a masterclass. He picked Costa apart with brutal leg kicks and precise strikes, ending the fight with a devastating finish in round 2. Costa's disrespectful build-up only made his downfall more satisfying to fans watching worldwide. Even in women's MMA, the idea of karma resonates powerfully. In 2024, we saw a viral moment when a young fighter taunted her opponent with unnecessary dance moves, showboating in the middle of the cage. Her opponent, clearly not amused, waited for the perfect moment, then unleashed a spinning back fist that connected flush. The cocky fighter went stiff before hitting the ground, her confidence shattered by the very fighter she thought was beneath her. These moments are timeless, not because of who wins or loses, but because they remind everyone that respect is non-negotiable in combat sports. There's also the wild story of Kevin Lee, who during his UFC rise often spoke with brash confidence. In one memorable moment, after taunting and dismissing his opponent, Gregor Gillespie, Lee delivered a highlight of his own, a head kick knockout that went viral instantly. But later, when Lee's own confidence turned into recklessness in future fights, karma came full circle. Losing to Charles Oliveira, Tony Ferguson, and others, Lee's arc became a cautionary tale about maintaining focus and discipline in a sport that punishes slip-ups. The fans play a role too. The MMA audience is quick to spot arrogance and even quicker to celebrate when karma strikes. Social media explodes, replays go viral, and the moment becomes immortalized in compilations, reaction videos, and memes. Fighters are reminded that every act of disrespect could be the setup to their most humiliating moment. The internet never forgets. And neither do the fans. One of the most legendary examples in old-school UFC came during Quinton Rampage Jackson's reign. In a heated grudge match against Wanderlei Silva, the animosity boiled over. In their pride days, Silva had defeated Jackson twice, brutally. But years later, when Rampage got his chance at revenge, he let his fists do the talking. He knocked Silver out cold and stood over him in a moment, dripping with karma, finally closing a violent chapter of MMA history. In the modern era, instant karma has even extended into cross-promotional fights, such as when UFC vets try their luck in boxing or bare-knuckle fights. When a cocky fighter from the MMA world tries to box a trained pugilist and gets embarrassed, it's a reminder that no matter how famous or confident you are, skills matter. The moment you take your opponent lightly, karma is waiting with gloves on. Sometimes the karma is slow burning. A fighter may win a fight after trash talking, but in the rematch, they're exposed. Case in point, Colby Covington versus Kamaru Usman. Covington's persona was built on antagonizing everyone, fans, opponents, even entire countries. In their first fight, Colby brought the heat but was knocked out in round 5. He asked for respect afterward, but many fans still saw it as karmic balance. And though the rematch was closer, Colby still couldn't get past the champion, a humbling truth for one of the UFC's most polarizing figures. There's a reason why these karma moments hit so hard. They tell stories beyond the octagon. They remind us that pride can come before the fall, that the loudest voice doesn't always belong to the last man standing, and that in MMA, your actions before the fight can be just as important as what you do in the cage. It's a brutal ballet of consequences, and it's why we watch. Sure. Here's an outline of the *** script about cocky fighters.